All right, do you remember when being academically talented was celebrated? It doesn't seem to be the thing anymore. Schools are eliminating honors classes for the really smart kids for more one-size-fits-all, all in the name of racial equity. I know, that word again. One Los Angeles area school district is doing it to, quote, level the playing field, close quote, but parents aren't buying it. And while this equity push is taking center stage, more and more students are falling behind across this country. Listen to this. In Baltimore, 23 schools in Baltimore, the district there, have 0 students proficient in math, 0. And dozens of Chicago school systems claim no students are proficient in math or reading. Tragic. Here now for more on this and how to fix it, internist and dictionary specialist, our good friend Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, always great to see you.
Brian, how to fix it? You're putting a lot on my plate.
You live in this area.
I do live there, the People's Republic of California.
So,
Culver City is a place I broadcasted out of for years.
You're probably one of those kids that you studied a lot or it came easy and you needed classes that challenged you. Not anymore.
Not only that, my friend, I would argue that while I had certain intellectual abilities, I was somewhat lazy, and it wasn't until I was challenged by competing with people who were truly brilliant and being stuck in those classes, and it changed my life. And then going to a college where that was the basic principle upon which they operated. But what I don't understand is, I ask this question all the time: where are we going? What is the plan? It has never been the case that you bring one group up by bringing another group down. That doesn't work. Where do we go from here, and why equity uber alles? Uber alles. A little pragmatism would tell us that, hey, why don't we take these kids and bring them up as opposed to taking a group down?
You know what they're saying? The percentage of Asian kids who are in that honors class is much higher than the other minority kids or the other white kids. So there's too many Asians doing well. That's what hurt them in getting into Ivy League school. They had to sue, and we know where that's in the Supreme Court right now. So what do you do if one ethnic group is doing better than the other?
Maybe you look at how they're doing it, and they're immigrants. One of the most vocal groups in Culver City are the immigrant population, who are saying, we came here to have a better life for our kids, and you're literally going to pull them down. You know, when immigrants get here and succeed, there's a very set of specific principles that repetitively work in this country. A sense of some special purpose. Your family comes here to give you a better life. 2, delayed gratification. And 3, focus on education. Focus on it. So what's going to happen here, people are going to flee these schools, and it's going to increase the inequity between people who are left behind in these schools that are lagging and people that go somewhere else, including the internet, to get their education.
And just to your point, says my daughter, who's a sophomore, said it's not working. She's been in honors her whole life, and now she's getting an A++ in her English class, and she's not being challenged. She says it's a joke. It is not working. So it's not fair.
How could it? That's the thing about so many. I'm sensitive to the desire to have equity. I get it. But the human reality, pragmatic reality tells us this is going to end up bad for, well, particularly for the kids that they're so concerned about. Those are the kids, in my mind, are going to suffer the most.
Something else is happening in schools, and that's bullying. We're seeing the video just about everywhere, and it couldn't be more heartbreaking. At a time when social media bullying is skyrocketing, you got a new study showing that proving teens who spend less time online have better mental health. But when it comes to bullying, look at what's going on right now. And a lot of people feel as though this is pandemic related. You could roll some of it in. These kids are getting beat up in school, beat up on the bus. One resulted in a suicide in New Jersey, and they post this online, which makes it exponentially worse. When you're seeing this, is it because we have cameras, or are we getting more cruel?
It's really hard to tell, isn't it? We don't know, are the algorithms serving this stuff up to us because we looked at it once, or is this really happening? My suspicion is it's really happening. It is sad. If someone is manifesting with that kind of aggression, they have to be dealt with a high degree of containment to help them, not to hurt the individual, to help them. This is the thing that is so uncanny about the present moment. You're not allowed to ask anything of anybody. So you can't tell an addict, for instance, who's dying of their progressive disease, to come with me, or don't sleep there, or maybe you might want to try something else. You can't say anything to anybody, and that harms people so much. The other thing is the idea that your mental health is enhanced when you're off the screen. No kidding, everybody. I think within 10 years, we will look at these things, these phones, and right here with me in front of the desk, the way we looked at tobacco at one time in the past.
Real quick, Senator Josh Hawley says 16 and under should not be on social media.
Agreed. Agreed.
that. Okay.
At least very, very limited. I have lots of friends that actually specialize in screens for adolescents,
Right.
and they all do the same thing with their kids. Limited to an hour, max 2 hours a day.
So you have really tested your relationship. Your wife's producing a show. Where?
At DrDrew.tv, it's called Ask Dr. Drew. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 3 o'clock Pacific time. And we've been talking to all the physicians, healthcare researchers, and providers who have been canceled. And I get something really interesting out of each and every one of them.
By the way, the things we just put up, kids 6 plus 2 hours max, 2 to 5 1 hour, kids 2 and younger,
Oh, it was on
no
that.
screen
Yeah,
time.
there it
you
is.
go.
I mean, that's the world I live in. There it is. That is a very common recommendation amongst people who have real expertise in this area.
For the record, I love the layered look, Dr. Drew. I
mean,
like it, yeah.
You like it? I was going to
Free
wear a
tip.
collared shirt because you did, but I thought I got to be different than Brian today.
I know. You're psychologically well adjusted. Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.